Alright, today you're going to learn how to paint this style of painting, Architectural Abstraction, with tape. See you guys later.
Alright, so the question of the day is, what are the three primary colors in painting? Alright, let's do the color.
Titanium white, Mars black, Quinn blue, ultramarine blue, cad yellow dark, primary yellow, pearly red dark, pearly orange, burnt umber, yellow ochre, Indian yellow. Let's get the party started!
Alright, for this layer what we're going to do is going to add kind of an orange brown on top of this, and we'll see where it goes from there. Alright, for this layer we added the brown, which is kind of this orange mixed with black. It's to a brown, obviously. And then we add a little bit of white splash to kind of break that up. I'll add in probably the next layer a little more gesso to break this up. Alright, at this stage we're going to add a little bit of white to break up these elements and add a little spark to it. So when we add other layers, it's going to pop through with that white layer. Gesso here. Artist Loft white gesso. Not impressed. Alright, because I got this Artist Loft white gesso, which is a piece of crap, it's really translucent, so I don't get the nice white you get on quality gesso, so I'm going to use white, but it's not the results I'm going to like. I mean, it's probably not going to make a difference to the client, but it's just super annoying. Alright, for this layer what we're going to do is add kind of an Indian yellow, translucent, so we'll see, kind of add some more color to this, so you get the yellow to red to brown, and then we'll see where we go from there. right, for this layer we're gonna add, we got this yellow in here, we're gonna add a blue black, so it's kind of black with blue, so it's gonna add contrast to the orange, the reds, the browns, so it's gonna have a new color in here. And it will contrast, so we'll see where it goes. Probably have to add some white in there to kind of pull back in a little bit, and we'll see where it goes from here. Alright, today I'll figure out what I want to do first is add a little bit of white line to break this up, so when we add the next layer of color it's going to kind of pop, so we'll see where it goes from here. Alright, we laid in the white up here and a little bit of streaks here and there. We're going to add in a nice orange, so that'll complement between this red and yellow, and also the brown, so we'll see where it goes from there. We added a little bit more yellow in this corner in addition to the orange. We'll see where we go from here. I'm not sure if it's balanced yet. I'm going to take a picture and do a black and white. That allows you to kind of see the tonality of the painting, so you can see where it's too dark, too light, and then add light or dark back into that on various colors that you want. Alright, I think now what we're going to do is add a little bit of white highlights to kind of pick up some of these areas, and then we'll see if it's finished. I think maybe you would do a light blue to contrast this blue, but I'm not sure if I really need it.
3, 2, 1, go!
three primary colors everyone knows from school, grade school, is red, yellow, blue, right? Actually, those variants aren't exactly correct. If you've ever studied the printing process, you know one version is cyan, magenta, yellow, black, and you're like, what are the cyan, yellow, and magenta? You know, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. So if you actually take magenta and mix slight yellow, primary magenta, you're gonna get actually what's considered primary red, which, as everyone knows, you can't mix primary. So the proof is in the pudding, baby. If you mix magenta and yellow, you get red. Now, on the other contrary, if you mix cyan, it looks kind of like a sky blue. So if you mix cyan with a yellow, you're gonna get pretty rich greens that you don't normally get with just a yellow and what's sold is the primary blue, or what people think are primary blue versus the actual primary, which is cyan. Conversely, if you add cyan and magenta, you're gonna get obviously a purple. Now, the real funny part comes in is that the actual cones in your eyes only register yellow, red, blue, which is why people think they are the primary, right? So, since if you add red and blue on the spectrum, we obviously see purple, right? But in actuality, if you look at a rainbow, there is no purple between red and blue. It kind of goes magenta, red. On one side's more of a redder, one's more of a blue purple. And so there really doesn't exist this kind of combination of purple in a way. And so your eyes kind of fill in the blank of what the color would be imagined combining red and blue together. But in actuality, in the spectrum, light spectrum, it's not really there. Another important thing to make is that there's a very limited spectrum of light that the human eye can actually process. And there's actually further rays on the right that gets faster and faster and faster, which are gamma rays, for example. And if you go to the other side, it gets slower and slower and slower, and those are kind of like radio waves, radio waves, etc. And X-rays would be another on the faster side. So it's pretty interesting that primaries aren't really what you consider yellow, red, blue, but actually a yellow, magenta, which everyone thinks is kind of a reddish black maybe, but you want to get the primary version from the artist color. And cyan, which is almost like a sky blue, which I was surprised myself when I saw them mix this cyan with magenta and you get a richer blue, and I was like, what the fuck magic is this? But anyway, those are the three primaries, and that's your lesson of the day.
All right, we just finished the painting. Let's take a closer look. So I have this nice dark red, kind of brown corner. It's got that pop of the yellow. That's like an Indian yellow. I covered up the corners to kind of give it a little bit more lightness, and added these little light white lines going down. Got that primer red here at the bottom, and yellow in the corner, and this kind of steel blue gray. I think overall it's pretty good. I mean, I could work it a little longer, but I'm kind of just a little reluctant to do that. I think it's kind of already has a lot of things in there, so I don't think it really needs that much more. So overall, it kind of has a good feel to it. I've done a lot of these, so I'm not sure where I stand in a way. Sometimes they turn out better than others. This one's good, but not as good as my other ones, I think. I think the primary colors are more where you want to go with this style of painting. It's nice to add some blacks like I did with the blue, but it's not always a pretty combination with the blue against the red, and it looks good against the red because then it kind of picks up a purple feel to it. But on its own, it's not such a beautiful color. And yeah, we'll see where we go in the next painting. Has a lot of darkness in the top right, but I think it works. Hopefully you guys like it. Give me a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe below. And I'll see you in the next painting video. Thanks for watching, guys.